Hey, hey, thank you so much for joining the 6 steps to snap back your life. You are going to totally enjoy this. I'm telling you, it's definitely going to be worth your time. And I'll tell you why, because I have a lot of experience in media and it's taught me well, okay? So I'm Checka C, your instructor and your host for today. We're gonna be walking through the 6 steps to snap back your life and why and where and how you should start, because I know you have questions. But the most important thing is that you're here, and that's step number one. It is time to snap back your life. So 6 steps to snap back your life. And we are going to go through it all. Trust me. And if you have any questions, of course, you can email me. You can send me a message. No worries, no problem. I am always available. Learn how to get your confidence back, build your brand, mind, hustle, and inspire others. Very important, right? So that's what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about how to do all of these things. I like to think of it as mind, body, and soul, only I say brand, mind, and hustle. Okay, here are the things that I expect for you today. I need you to unpack what snapback means, okay? Snap back your mind. It could mean for yourself. It could mean just totally different things, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to start a new career, it doesn't matter, okay? Leveling up on your brand is very important, okay? Just evaluating the things that you have and want and need for your brand. Your brand is there already. You just have to dive in, okay? That's the last one. Who am I? Some people know me, some people don't. Checka C is the name. I'm a mom, wife, brand instructor, and journalist, okay? I've been a journalist for many years, holding lots of different titles within that position. But journalist, we'll keep it at that. What does snapback equal? Snapback actually equals reinventing yourself. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, maybe it's your career that you're trying to reinvent, but it's reinventing yourself. It's dusting the dirt off, getting up and saying, I need to rebrand, reinvent. I need to try this again. I need to write my own story, okay? Bouncing back, whether it's your body, whether it's your mind, whatever it is that you're personally working on is where we're gonna be with the snapback. Writing your story, again, owning it, being it, knowing it, like this is you. So you have to own your story. A lot of people don't know this story though. We'll get to it. My snapback personally though, I'll share with you. There are 3 phases to my snapback. Of course, there are multiple phases actually to my snapback. It continues because things happen to us in life all the time, right? So my first experience was that I moved away from home to start my career in radio and in media, and that was a big moment for me, okay? I had to really try to snap back and do things that were gonna help me to stand out amongst these new people I'd be working with, operating on Facebook, operating on, oh my God, I think it was like Mi Gente at the time, not to age me, but there were just so many ways and avenues for me to stand out and really work my own stuff. And that was one of them. When I was barely paying my rent, okay, I was like part-time in radio, die-hard radio, gun-ho radio. I'm gonna do everything it is or it's going to take, right, to get me through this career and through this passion. And I really had to face it. The problem was that I couldn't pay my rent. And so I had to snap back. I had to really find some side hustles and work it. When I became a wife and a mom, that took me to a whole nother level. I'm talking about, yeah, you know what it is if you're a wife or a mom, you know the deal. It just really takes a lot of your time. And so you do have to snap back in order to prove yourself. And so that's what I did. I snapped back through my hustle, healthy lifestyle, and creating a business. and I'm sure you want to do the same. Here are some of the brands that I've worked with in the past in building my own business and my own brand. Latina, E-Meals, Slutty Vegan, Vega, Susan G. Komen, Heal Thyself, the list goes on, Schwinn. We had a lot of really great partnerships and we still maintain those relationships. I had the opportunity to work in media for years, and because of that, I was able to interview all of these wonderful celebrities. So it has been a blast for sure. I've also been involved with helping over 50 plus organizations in the community make an impact, like Susan G. Komen, like American Diabetes Association, like Big Brother, Big Sister of Atlanta, and the list goes on. Whether they were nonprofit or profit, we worked effortlessly together. I've also taught over 500 students, helped them create brands, expand their careers, and make effective change. These are students that I worked with in the college. They were aspiring to be in media. And, you know, I just really helped them to create those brands and expand their careers. And that's when I knew that it was more about branding yourself and marketing yourself than it was truly about broadcasting for me. Here are some of the students I've worked with. But we got to go back to it. Snapping back your confidence to build a stronger mental hustle and brand is where it's all at. You have to snap back that confidence, whether you've been through super tragedy, whether you've been through hell and back. I'm just going to keep it real because that's what I do. Okay. You have to snap back those three things: mental hustle and brand. That's what I did. Don't forget this one thing here. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't do. I mean, think about it. Has there been a time in your life where you were like, I don't think I'm going to ever get through this? Like, there's no way in hell that I'm going to get through this. You remember that, right? You remember that point? I want you to sit with that for a second and think about it. And then think about how you overcame it. Think about how all of a sudden it kind of disappeared and dwindled out. And maybe it's something that you still live with, right? Maybe it's something that carves who you are. Maybe it's something that shapes your brand, right? But it's something that you overcame, which is the most important part. So we're going to start back with snapping back your mental with exercise. This is what I did personally. Some people hate exercising. I get it, but I'm an advocate of it. Why? Because it really helped me. Here's a picture of me with Kevin Hart in the park, along with a bunch of other people running at Piedmont Park here in Atlanta. And we just really got together and ran and exercised. But exercise in a routine, that helped me a lot with discipline and snapping back my mental, because I needed some sort of a routine. So every day I would pave, I would run and just stay at a steady pace and learn that there was some sort of discipline in me waking up every day to something that challenged me. Okay. Seeking self-care, whether it's yoga, meditation, physical therapy, people find it in all sorts of different areas. But self-care is so important. You cannot start a career, a brand, or help anybody else if you are not practicing self-care. I'll tell you that from experience. Trust me. If, there'd be plenty of times that I wasn't practicing self-care and I'd be out there like entertaining other people, making sure they had a good time. And I'm going, I need to be doing this for myself. So taking a moment to do yoga, meditation, or some sort of physical therapy for your health is absolutely amazing. Trying to reduce bad habits that are weighing you down mentally, okay? We're talking about eating. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about people who are in your life that maybe shouldn't be in your life, the negativity. Cutting back is real. And you definitely need to do that to snap back your mental. You got to clear your mental. Let's talk about snapping back your brand with creativity, okay? You have a brand, you just don't even know it. Whether it's a business, a product, or yourself, it's something that you have that you can sell, that you can package, that you can brand, that people would be interested in. Everybody has it. Sorry, you are not the exception. Everybody has it. Self-assessing your brand with the 4Ws though, because people have it, they may not know it. They might not know where to start. That might be you. Maybe you've already started and got through these things, but you need a quick reminder. We all need a quick reminder. That's okay. Number one is, what do you stand for? Number two is, what are the characteristics that describe you? Number three is, what is important to you? Okay? Think about those things. What do you want to be known for? That is the question, the legacy. What do you want to be known for? Are you working on that every day when it comes to your brand, when it comes to your lifestyle? Think about it, sit in it. The 4Ws are real. All right, where I started was YouTube. One of the things I did was I started a YouTube channel, and the reason why I bring up YouTube is because it is the second most used search engine next to Google. Big dog status. If you want your stuff to be out there in a positive light, then start with YouTube. Here's my YouTube channel. I just eventually stopped thinking about it and I began to create. I was like, let me just dive into this, right? And you could subscribe to my channel if you want. It's check a C. All the way at the bottom, you can see there. Click right on and subscribe. It's a bunch of really fun, healthy stuff, bunch of celebrity stuff, things that people want to see, right? And you'll know when they want to see it or when they don't. But here's the deal. The number one thing is that we want to dive in, start creating and create that YouTube channel, whatever the niche is going to be. Here are some examples of the people that do that. We have Our Rich Journey. They are super cool, offer financial advice, stocks, bonds, all that good stuff. They focus on that, and that is them. That's their brand. They specialize in it. I'm not going to talk about that sort of thing because I don't specialize in that, right? So these are the things that you want to do when you're thinking about what you want to talk about and what your brand is. We the Parents, okay? That's another really good one they have. And 7 ways to leverage your YouTube channel. Why am I telling you YouTube specifically? Because there's so many ways you can leverage it. Okay, you can put your pictures up, your logo up, your color scheme, your bio on YouTube. So we're talking about the things that people don't know about you. They can go to YouTube and find out. You can do a live show on YouTube. People can join you live. You can do a premiere show on YouTube now. It's where it counts down till you do a live. And then it records for later on purposes. People can come back to it and watch it, okay? But the key thing is that people are seeing your brand here. They're seeing who you are. They're seeing your personality. They're seeing your logo, your pictures, a color scheme or theme that brings them in, right? All of those things are really important. Your first image is really important. But don't think about it too hard. Please don't think about it too hard. We don't want to do that. Okay, we do want to dive in. Don't think about editing too much, and don't think about, oh, I don't know how to use this programming. Just open up your phone, record yourself doing something that you know really well, and post it, okay? Snap back your brand. Write your story. Write your story. Very important. Why? Because if you don't write your story, somebody else will, and they may write it wrong. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths when you go through hardships and decide not to surrender. That is strength. Think about it. When was that time that you had a muscle up? You had to muscle up at some point in time with some sort of strength that you didn't think you could find, right? Hardships that happen, you had to really, really give in and muscle up. Think about those times. And when you think about those times, it'll help you to move forward, right? Write your story using a website. I did that. Here's me running here in the Peachtree Road Race, one of my first of many. I ran for 9 years now, I think, or something like that. My husband got me involved, and we've been doing it since. But I created a website because I knew that there was another part of me that people didn't know. And I wanted to write about it and share it with people. And I knew that with a website, I can do all of that. So 7 ways to share your story on a website are right here. You can highlight your achievements, things that people don't know. Again, your coworkers, people who you work with, or, colleagues, they may not know these things about you, and you want to share them because you want to brand yourself. So showcase multiple skills that you may have, whatever they are, whether it's playing hockey or whether it is, video editing. Whatever your skills are, this is the place to do it. Create products for your brand, okay? You can make apparel. There's plenty of websites out there where you can create apparel. You can create images of your brand, just anything that really promotes the products in your brand can happen on your website, okay? Create a blog, something that you love. Maybe you love to cook. Maybe you love to work out. Maybe you don't like any of those things, but what is it that you like to do? What is it that you can speak on? What is it that you can be an expert in? That's what you need to focus on, okay? Post videos on your experiences. This is good, okay? Videos, again, where are your videos coming from? We just talked about YouTube. So if you have YouTube already happening, right, there's videos that you've experienced that you've already posted that are kind of already crafted, and you can put those on your website. Connect with your audience, very big and important, okay? This is where you put the about page and the contact page. Where could I connect with my audience? How could I connect with my audience? Whether it's sending out surveys, you could send surveys to your audience after you collect their emails, things that you want to know, okay? You can send that email out to people so that they can contact you and reach you and get to know you. Also, sharing photos of your passion, very important. People love to see photos when they go to a website, so you got to hook it up, make it look cute, right? And that's what you're going to do. Establish yourself as a subject matter expert by telling your brand, your story, sharing your personal journey on your website, okay? This is something that nobody else has. This is you, only you. Yeah, sure, you may have a friend that also runs, or yeah, sure, you may have a friend that also likes to go biking. But the thing about it is everybody has their own unique story. And if you're not sharing it, or you're not being an expert at that subject matter, then what are you doing with it, right? Selling products or services on your website. A lot of people want to do that. They want to transform what they know and their expertise into something to sell on their website. What can you sell is the one thing you want to think about. What platform do you want to use to sell it? There's multiple platforms, okay? So in conjunction with your website that you're using, you can also use a platform, a social media platform, to help you also spread the word of what you're selling, right? So you have to think of all of those things. What's your pricing and your structure? What's your payment options and methods? Whether you're going to be using PayPal, Venmo, all of these things need to be crafted. Yeah, I know it takes a lot to create a website. But don't worry, because we're going to get through exactly how to do that if you take these next steps with me. What is your true value of the product and your product true value? Period. What is it? Tell the truth. What's the value in what you're selling? Is it a book? Is it a recipe book? Is it not a book at all? Could it be, you know, apparel we talked about? Is it services? You know, are you selling some sort of a service like counseling or Reiki healing? You know, what is it? These are the bloggers that do it. This is Maria Forleo. She has her own website and also her own classes. She talks here. As soon as you go to her website, this is what it looks like. 5 writing mistakes you can't afford to make in your business. Boom, it's right there. You see it, you got it. Here's another girl that I've worked with, actually one of my interns who created her own website, and now up here in the top right corner also sells her own apparel. Fit Men Cook, pretty good guy. Oh, he's loved on YouTube. He has really mastered YouTube and now has a book, and you can go to his website. And as you see at the top, it says my book, and you can purchase it. All his really good recipes, delicious. Oh, Neurotic Mommy. You can't see the whole thing, but she has a really cool recipe book, and she's all about talking to mommies and just really selling the whole mommy and me thing. I think she also teaches Reiki healing and tarot card readings, and she's got a lot more to add to her list. But funny story, I just interviewed her on one of my podcasts, and we actually grew up together. So it's a pretty cool episode if you want to go back and check it out. It's all about feeding your kids the right way on Snapback Journey podcast. All right, moving along, we're going to go to Snapback Your Brand. Again, this is part of the brand. We're going to dive into social media just because it plays such a huge role in everybody's lives right now. Everything you post on social media impacts your personal brand. How do you want to be known? Such a big thing. I talk about it all the time because it's so imperative. How do you want to be known? It's really important. Whatever you're posting on social media is going to help you know how you want to be known. And it's going to leave that trail. I once had a friend that said, I'm just going to start social media so that when I pass away, my children can actually just go back and see like what my life was all about and like who I am and what I wanted to be known for. Like legit. So it's really important that you put the right stuff on social. Now I know there's a lot of people that don't do that, but we're not going to follow those trends. Okay. Choose a platform you want to do it with. Okay. Some people are on Instagram. Some people are on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, depending on what type of layout you want for your social media. Okay. TikTok is all about video making, quick videos, 30 to 60-second clips. If you can be that creative and make a really quick video on something that's very meaningful that will capture your audience in 30 to 60 seconds, then TikTok is your place. Twitter is all about news flashing and industry designed. It's really catered to specific industries. So that one is kind of a tough one, but if you are in some sort of a really specific industry, like Gary Vee, he started a lot of his posting in his career on Twitter because he was in the wine business with his dad, and there was a huge audience and following on Twitter for that. So that's where you want to be, then that's where you go. Facebook, long posts for stories if you want to tell a story for centuries. Or, of course, we have those friends that vent, right? That's what Facebook is all about. Instagram, photos that share context. They are photos that share context. It's a photo that you can post that kind of just already tells the story. But what you want to do is really think about what you want to say first and then pick a picture. So think about what's on your mind for that day and how it propels your brand, and then pair a photo with it that kind of shares that story. Okay. So anywho, that's Instagram. LinkedIn, you could also share business articles and posts that are trending, and or business articles and posts that you wrote of your own, maybe on your blog. But that's where you want to be if you're focused in those areas. And maybe you need to be on all of them. I think you need to be on all of them. However, some people can't manage all of them. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Social media and being consistent is super important. Like you can't have a social media page and then just like post once and then decide, oh, I might come back in a month or 3 or 4 or 5 and post something else. No, it's not really going to work that way. Okay. It's all about consistency. So posting content at least once a week, maybe twice a week, whatever it is, you know, it has to be something that you've scheduled for yourself and your brand. You really need to treat this as a business, okay? Try scheduling. There are a bunch of different scheduling platforms. TweetDeck is one. Social News Desk is another. Latergram is another. So just a few different platforms that you can use in order to go ahead and schedule your posts so that you're not like trying to be a superhero and send out all your posts while you're in the middle of doing something else that day, right? Because we all have lives. Plan your post in advance. Of course, if you're scheduling your post, it helps you to plan it in advance. So again, using the right context, using the right photos, using meaningful things that reflect your brand and also that reflect what you want to be known for. Use themes and hot topics for inspiration. Okay, so things that are already happening, themes that are already out there. Make it so much easier to create a post. Believe me when I tell you, there was a point in time where I had my interns sending out probably at least 6 posts a day, and we had to really come up with some witty stuff, and themes and hot topics really help. So things that are already happening in the media that you want to chime in on, or also themes, maybe it's the 4th of July, maybe it's, you know, National Margarita Day, whatever. But choosing those themes to help you out is very important. Content creation is also very important, okay? Using the right resources to do so. We're gonna talk about that so much more in depth if you decide to hop on with me with this full-time course. We're gonna talk about video. We're gonna talk about iMovie and PicPlay and Majestic and all of those apps and what they can do for you. Creating graphics on Canva, on Adobe, on, you know, all these different areas where you can kind of just create graphics to create your brand. Photo editing, Lightroom, Airbrush, Hypocam, the fun things that make us look good and filter our faces in those pretty little Instagram pictures you see. We'll talk about all of it. Snap back your hustle. Ooh, your hustle. So important. You'll never know your limits unless you push yourself. You'll never know your limits unless you push yourself to them. That is right, right? When was the time when you pushed your limits? Like, no, really pushed your limits. Like I went skydiving when I knew I needed to like jump into my career. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go skydiving because I just need to push myself, right? Whenever I know I just like need to push myself, okay, I'm gonna run this road race because I really just need to push myself. So I'm gonna push myself to the limit. Think about those times where you pushed yourself. Write it down if you have to. Just think about it, soak in it, absorb it, and know it, because these are the things that are gonna motivate you to stay grounded and keep your hustle. Be consistent, be ready to start, be persistent, be charming, be smart. Ooh, that rhymed, I like it. But really and truly, these are really the things that you need to do with your brand and when you're trying to stay focused on your hustle. Because people will try to knock you down. It just happens. And maybe they're not trying to knock you down. Maybe it's unintentionally. Either way, it happens, okay? Networking and social strategies are really important and imperative. I like Instagram. It's one of my favorites. I do a lot of networking on Instagram, a lot of reposting other people's posts and shouting other companies out and sharing the messages in different ways. You know, all of those things are really important. I've built a lot of relationships on Instagram, you know, where there's this really fascinating company that I want to work with, and I really like their brand and their pictures and their meaning and what they're known for. And so I reach out, and those are really important ways to stay connected in networking. You know, networking is not the old school networking anymore. Networking is not, I show up to a party and pass out my card anymore. Now you're doing that on Instagram and on LinkedIn. You're networking. So you have to put your best foot forward. You have to look good. You got to smell good. Well, maybe not smell good, but you got to really just like be on point, right? And you got to almost like send them your business card through messaging to develop that relationship. And if it's something they think fits, great. If it's not, then hey, move on, because guess what? There are so many companies out there. Here are some of the brands that actually have companies and or are just really pushing the envelope on Instagram that I think you should follow. Slutty Vegan ATL does a really, 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 really good job at like being consistent and like posting, you know, where they're gonna be, what time they're gonna be there, quotes that represent their business, or, you know, just pictures of their product that are really going to pull people in. This woman here, Delights by Dawn, she does the same thing. She sells cupcakes with infused with alcohol, and she just kind of just posts these pictures of delicious looking cupcakes, you know, that are going to pull and entice people in. And she stays consistent with it, which is, I think, is very key. It gives it a certain look on your platform when you are consistent. Here's Masi Aries, who is also really big into fitness and shares pictures of her daughter working out together. She shares life transformations of people that she's worked with, and just different videos and images of herself working out. And it's been nothing but consistency with her. So speaking of consistency and getting people to kind of hop on board with you, here are some of the people I've worked with, Bria Miller being one of them. She's one of the students I've taught. Absolutely amazing. She says, you will walk away every day learning something new with Cheka. This is true. You can go back and read the rest if you want once we finish here. But Bria now has moved on to work with a nationally syndicated radio show, The Burt Show, and has built her own blog. She's kind of like building her own brand now and really has stepped in. I'm so proud of her. She really has stepped into her persona. And it took her some time because she's younger. And I think she just was like, I'm trying to figure it out. You know, she kind of moved away from home and didn't have that support from her family. So, you know, she could attest in that way. But also Naomi is another girl I've worked with who says she has always challenged me to think more creatively and to not be afraid to express myself. That, she's talking about me when she says she, by the way. You could come back and read it, but you know, one of the things about Naomi was that she was always kind of scared to push the envelope, right? So like just building that confidence in her really helped, and really challenging her, to be quite frank, throwing things at her and saying, look, you could do it. You need to handle it and you'll get it done. You know, now she works with some top radio broadcasters in the Atlanta area, and she's beginning to start to explore her healthy side and her meditation side. I think she's still kind of working on, you know, that side of her. We got Kimmy Nicole. She has built an empire. Seriously, no joke. She's got a t-shirt line. She's got all this really great stuff. The skill, I showed you her earlier, actually, her website. But she shares about me and my teaching. She says, the skill sets that I have learned have helped me in being successful by creating my own blog, website, network with big television networks to access celebrities and red carpet interviews. Those are just some of the things that I walked her through because she was ready. She was on the brink of it all. She just needed the hustle. She needed the game, right? So I kind of walked her through that, and she started everything. She started her own business and started working at keeping her persistency and keeping her brand tight. And she's done a great job at it. You definitely want to check out Kimmy Nicole is the name on Instagram. Amanda, really cool chick. She's actually from my hometown, but she says her approach in teaching and caring for those she is leading is something I've never experienced. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have worked with her. She was really cool. You know, I just took her under my wing and kind of helped her out with like really building what she wanted to do. She kind of like really didn't know. She was like, I don't know if I want to be in front of the camera, behind the camera, in media, what aspect, you know. So we kind of honed in on that. And Amanda actually now shoots and edits for a major ad agency that works with many big companies. So she's doing well. She actually just also started her own food blog. So those are some of the testimonies. Of course, you can go back and read them all if you want. But I want to just recap the phases with you. The phases to snapping back is number one, mental. So I started my phase, of course, I told you, with exercising, getting my mind right, building my confidence, you know, being all the way there with myself. I then moved on to my brand. So just the same thing with you is growing your confidence by creating it. You have to create your brand, rewrite your story, write what you want it to be, write what you want to be known for. Don't let anybody else do that for you. They're going to steal it all. Okay. Last is your hustle. Get your hustle on by building your confidence. It all has to do with confidence. I kept the word confidence in there because it's so the backbone of all of this, you know. You can't get out there and network with people and build a brand if you don't have the confidence. You know, a lot of us get knocked off our pedestal when something happens, when we find out we've just been broken up with, or we're not in that relationship anymore. We're not making enough money to pay our rent. We just lost our job. Whatever it is that knocks us off our pedestal, the main backbone to it all is having that confidence to bounce back and jump into that hustle. Okay, so those are the three phases to snapping back. But first and foremost, please know that it takes starting. You have to start. You have to jump in and start somewhere. I don't care how you start. I don't care whether it's you go outside and you take a walk one day and realize what you want to do and then jump on the phone. But you have to like really start, okay? And think about how that's going to affect and change your life. It also takes time, so you have to be patient. When you want to snap back, you have to be patient in sharing your brand and your talents with the world, okay? There is a craft. I'm going to teach you it. We're going to walk through it, but you have to be patient. It takes motivation too. You can't, you know, it's hard to be motivated sometimes when you're mentally not there. And that's why the mental piece to this whole course is really important to me and should be to you and for you, because you have to be motivated. You've got to feel like you could do this. You've got to feel like you want this and this is yours. Okay? So I want to support you in doing that. I want to support you to get that snapback and really create your story and get your hustle on. You remember Stella got her groove back. Look at her right there. Hey, go Stella. But that was her deal. She got her groove back, right? Maybe things didn't totally end in the right way, but she got her groove back. But she really got her groove back and just did her thing, showed out to the world. That's what we want to do here. Here's how you do it, okay? We got module number 1. It's going to take you ways through media, how to leverage media and grow your brand. Of course, I know that because working in over 15 years of media, I have the experience and I know how to leverage media in order to grow your brand. I'm talking about media like radio, television, magazines, newspaper, but I'm also talking about those social media areas, okay? Module number 2, you're going to learn how to package your brand, the tools and tips that you need to package your brand, okay? Module number 3 is all about your website creation and navigation, okay? How to use Wix and WordPress and those sort of things that are going to help you create your own website, write your own story, and really just, it's gonna take time, but it's gonna really help you to dive into how to create these things, okay? Module number 4, the content creation on social platforms. You're building your media resources and connecting, networking on social media. We talked a little bit about this today. We're gonna dive into it a lot deeper, like more strategies on how to do those things. I'm gonna give you some assignments on how to do them. They won't be too intense, I promise, but you're gonna love it. All I gotta say is invest in your snapback. And if you wanna invest in your snapback and snapback your life, you're down to do it, you're ready, you're motivated, you're there, you're willing, you know you got the skills, and all you need to do is just invest, then invest. Why not? Okay? All you have to do is invest. This is the value of Snapback Journey. These are the things you're gonna learn. Yeah, I know the numbers look crazy right now, but just bear with me for a second. Video training modules, technical training on graphics, videos, audio software, printing guides, templates, scripts, and layouts, okay? You're gonna get live Q&A sessions with me, exclusive connections with PR and media experts, huge deal. Social influencer coaching, okay? You'll get that coaching you need on how to be a social influencer. Marketing consultations with some really great marketers out there that I've worked with on growing my brand, and they are phenomenal, okay? Self-care support, this is working out, this is meditation sessions. Yeah, we're throwing those in too, okay? Private community of peers, this is people that you're gonna be able to network with and be like, hey, what's your progress looking like, and all that good stuff. Your private community of peers will be there, and this course is valued at $5,375, but we're not gonna do all that to you, okay? Online, the sale is 75% saving, honey bun. We're gonna take 75% off of that, leaving you at $12.97 for the course for your mind, your brand, and your hustle. If you wanna snap back and snap back your life, this is the course right here you need to take. $12.95 is the number, okay? And what I'm gonna do in specifically, if you sign up within 48 hours, I am going to throw in these bonuses. Hosting events to amplify your brand from start to finish. That's a big deal. And I'll tell you what, I got plenty of experience at hosting events from start to finish, okay? From getting sponsors to getting the templates to my sponsors that I've gained and I've used that have been 100% successful. Bonus number 2, I will teach you how to create a powerful podcast, okay? Whether you want to turn that podcast into something online, you do with YouTube or what have you, but I will teach you from start to finish how to create a powerful one, okay? This is only if you join within the next 48 hours. So you got to join within 48 hours to get those 2 extra bonuses, okay? This is a course for people who want it. I don't want people who don't want it. I need quality people. I'm not sweating you to be here, and nor do I want you to be sweating me to be here. I want quality people, okay? Create and grow an impactful brand. You want to do it, okay? You're not going through analysis paralysis and just dreaming. This is moving the needle, okay? I need people that are going to like really grow themselves and inspire others. You know, that's what it's about, the ripple effect. Stop watching random YouTube videos and getting on it yourself, okay? having access to influencers and experts. If you want that, I got that. Trust me, I have plenty. All you have to do is go to yochecker.com/join snapback course. That's yochecker.com/join snapback course. Super easy. You could do it right now while you're watching this video. It'll make it nice and simple. And once you get there, you will be able to go ahead and join the course. So here it is again, once again, with the bonuses. If you do it within 48 hours, we're still going to do it for $12.97 with these 2 extra bonuses: hosting an event from start to finish and creating a powerful podcast, along with the others that I've mentioned, getting your mental health on by meditating and working out, getting video training and all that good stuff. Q&As, one-on-one Q&As with me. You can't beat it. I'm going to give you that time. Okay? 48 hours. I even feel good about this one right here because I really, really like you. If you join within 48 hours, I'm going to put you on to my 3rd bonus, which is being a guest on my podcast so that you can share your Snapback Journey story, what your story is, what your brand is, what you're doing. Okay? You like that, right? So if you already have a brand, if you've already been working on things, this is a good one. If you don't and you still know what you want to do, you can still jump on the podcast. All you got to do is join within 48 hours. If you know somebody that knows somebody that got the money that could give you half the payment, that could put you in, this is the time to do it, okay? Pay in full, $12.97 is the number. If you do it all at once, it's going to be $1,297. Otherwise, we can do 3 payments of $459. It's all good, okay? All you have to do is go to yochecker.com/join snapback course. That's yochecker.com/join snapback course. Super easy. You could do it right now while you're watching this video. It'll make it nice and simple. And once you get there, you will be able to go ahead and join the course. Thank you so much for your time. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm telling you now, if you want to snap back your life, I can help you do it. You just got to be ready.